Celeritas XS is built with that. And so the results you can see here, some lovely tychography taken by Zhao Dong at Tsinghua University. But its features are that it's very, very fast. So up to 87,000 frames per second. With that CDS, it's very low noise. And it's actually quite flexible. So we believe it can be used as an in situ TEM camera or a 4D-STEM camera, because you can change how fast it goes and you can change how many pixels you read out. And so that flexibility is what I'm going to try to explain to you today. And so what motivated us to do this? Well, a lot of the other 4D STEM cameras that came on the market, which are called hybrid pixel detectors, or HPDs, they're very small. So because historically a lot of cameras were very slow, so CCDs or your large cameras which were used for cryo-EM, because that's where direct detection started, and then were repurposed for 4D STEM, they weren't built for very fast frame rates. They were built to be big. And so in reaction to that, a lot of the hybrid pixel detectors that came on the market were very, very small. And the effect of that is that they can't measure small features. And because they're hybrid pixel detectors, they have the unfortunate consequence that they work quite well at 80 kV, so at low kV. And for seeing big features, you can see this is your quantum efficiency. So it's high here where you see large features, and then drops off as you see small features. But the big issue with these hybrid pixel detectors, so these are from like Medipix-based ones, or you mentioned some other companies, is that they don't work very well at high voltage. So if you want to use 200 kV, the performance really drops off. And so you're not actually detecting all the electrons that fall on your sensor. That's a really big issue if you're trying to be sensitive and if you're trying to do a very high throughput 4D STEM. And so what we did was we went in and redesigned the entire sensor. So we already have the very good pixel design. And so we said, okay, how can we make this so that it's very flexible and easy to use? And whereas conventional CMOS detectors and other direct detectors, they read out from the top down, so they in like a raster fashion and down the chip. What we did, we designed Celeritas in quadrants so that it reads from the center out. So that means that if you just want to take a little area in the middle and read out that area, you can read it out very, very fast over and over. You don't need to go to the edges or read out the top at all. And so I just want to emphasize that it's really a complete redesign of the camera, and it's very different to how any other detectors are designed. And so what does that get you? It gets you really, really good performance, even at high voltage. So because it's a MAPS detector, a monolithic active pixel detector, the electron goes through the sensor, but we still detect it very well. So you can see here the quantum efficiency for detecting large features is very high. And even for detecting medium and small size features, it is still very high in this counting mode. And then in integrating mode, it starts off, it is lower, but it remains consistent. And so even in integrating mode, when you're putting a lot of signal on the camera, you can still keep detecting it even out to 500 line pairs per field of view. And that's reflective of 1,000 pixels. So that's what that extra pixels gets you. It gets you very good resolving power, even for small features. Whereas the hybrid pixel detectors, they really fall off. And the reason for this is that they're very small. And so because they don't have enough pixels, they can't resolve medium and small features. And if you're trying to resolve just spots, then you would think, okay, it's okay if I don't have very many pixels. But really what we're trying to do is we're trying to see the movement of these small diffraction spots. And it's the movement of that edge is what you need a very fine detection to measure. So you really need those extra pixels for that. And what I'm going to show you is the software that we've implemented to make the most of this sensor and the results that people are already starting to get with it. And it's really very cool. And so as well as the 200 kV, we also perform really well at 80 kV, which is where traditionally the hybrid detectors would have thrived. Now we're performing really well at 200, and we're performing really well at 80 kV. And so no matter what you want to use, no matter what voltage you want to use, your Celeritas is going to take really nice images. And this is what this data has been measured by our customers. It's not measured by us in a factory with optimized conditions. It's measured by our customers using